Well, greetings everybody. The Duck Chronicles has officially returned. I put out a little adjunct yesterday, but as you can see, I've got everybody in the south paddock on this side, though I do have to keep an eye out today for a hawk we've had sneaking around here in the last couple days. The crows have done a pretty good job of scaring them away. These guys are still small enough that he really might want to take one of them. But as you can see, I don't know that we can call them babies anymore. In the week I was gone, they turned pretty much bone white, a little bit of tawny color in them, and they're about, God, if you look at the muscovies behind them, they are very close to the same size already, but still got a little bit of a lightweight to them. And you know, hawks have eyes, and they can tell who the lightest is. The reason they don't generally want to take those muscovies is, one, because those big old drakes hang out with them all the time, and they will fight. Those drakes go about 12 pounds. The other reason is even the hens over there, they're about 7-pound birds. And just based on the way things work out, the laws of aerodynamics, you know, a 4-pound Cooper's hawk can't carry away a 7-pound duck. He doesn't have the lift. So he can kill him no problem, but the problem for him is, once he kills him, he's got to sit down in this field and eat him. And he's got to worry about things like a Buddy and a Joe goose and a Charlie dog and a Max dog. So that's generally why they're less predatory on my ducks than my chickens, because my smaller chickens, they can grab them, kill them, and take them away. And the birds we've lost, the hawks, have all been the smaller breeds of chickens. We've only lost one large bird. And indeed, the hawk ended up in the middle of the field with the bird and was unable to take it away. So that kind of validated the theory. Got some stuff going on since we left. I just want to take you in a little duck cam before we go anywhere else there and see how their feathers are filling in. And this is the product of how much time we spent with them. You know, that I can get this close for you without them all running and freaking out. Let's take a walk over here. Hey, Buddy. Hey, Joe. And see, we have the new digs of the ducks all ready to go. This weekend, the guy's coming to get 5 more of my chickens. And the geese, other than Buddy and Joe, are about to graduate to Thanksgiving dinner and Easter dinner, etc. But I got busy the day after I got back from California. And this is what I've been talking about doing for so long. There's still some work to be done, but it's functional now. So if you remember, there's this little goose area over here, and that was their goose house, and there was a gate here. What I did was remove that gate and remove this piece of fencing right here that used to come over to here, and relocated it to this post that was already here. Moved this gate to these 2 posts, which it looks like that was a plan the old homeowner had, because it's these posts were set at the perfect distance. Chill, guys. The only thing I need to do is get some of this like 2-inch grid fencing and finish the rest of this, because this was a piece of hog panel I had lying around that I used to finish off, because this didn't quite reach. That's the one that was connected on the other side, so this is an addition. So we'll need to cover that. And just use my hog panels with the plastic nylon fencing all the way there. So now you can see they have a huge area to be put to bed at night, and then this will be their new castle once these chickens are gone. And you guys are going, you don't know it, but you are. They've had a good life. They'll have one bad day, and we'll have 6 good meals. The other thing that's going to happen is we'll take this post out, and we'll take this piece of fencing all the way to there out, just open this whole area up for them. So they'll have like that right there at night. This will help keep the concentration of poop spread out, give them a great base of operations, additional laying areas. And over here is where we'll put in a fence or a gate that allows them access to the north paddock. That gate there will allow south paddock access. And of course, this gate now allows access to the whole western paddock. So we're really getting close now to having this all done. And I wanted to answer a question, one of the most pressing questions I got before I left was, why can you use duck poop and goose poop to seal a pond but not a swale? So we'll go down here to this little pseudo pond and we'll see just that. Hopefully this will make sense. You can see they're actually starting to seal this sort of, but it won't really ever seal well unless we do what I'm going to talk about in a minute. And it is so muddy here. The whole place is just muddy. We've had snow, rain, ice like that. Melting snow lasts a long time. But if you think about a pond and the way a pond is shaped, is this drains, the water, different hand, the water will recede and make a smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pond. And if the duck poop's concentrated in that one area, it'll seal that little area like this. And the next time it rains, that water will hold there. And then as the water fills all the way up, it begins to recede, deposit, 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 deposit. And then the next time it's a little bit bigger of a puddle. Come back up, do it again. Come back up, do it again. And then the other thing is, if you want this to happen, you need a lot of ducks, you need a lot of poop. So if I wanted to actually make this hold water the way it is, and I don't, it's too shallow, too small, it'll get too nasty too fast in the summer. But once I got it the way I wanted it, I would put fencing all the way around the pond. And I would hold the ducks in this area. I'd have to feed them a lot more, but I would hold them in here for weeks till they gave enough deposit that they would actually seal it for me. And I might have to keep adding water or wait for rain events to slowly advance that forward. The other thing is, I'm going to build it to hold water. So I'm not sealing just a hole that was just dug and left. We would compact the soil. We take the excavator, and instead of, the excavator digs like this, take the excavator, put the bucket like this, and push and run the tracks back and forth and compact this. Try to do everything we can to make it hold before the ducks even go into it. The other thing is, if we do it right, we would put, it's too detailed to explain here, but we'd put a keyway in back there. So we would, where the dam breast is, before you built the dam breast up, you'd actually dig a trench deeper than the pond. Put your best material in there and compact the keyway, again with the bucket, so your machine straddles its own trench and fills that back in. So you're actually impounding the water not only at the surface, but below grade. The water is moving through the landscape like this. It hits the impaction point. It's always going to go downhill, right angle to contour, hits that and begins to fill back this way, not only above the surface, but even below the surface. We're impounding water if we do that. Now, if we don't have enough clay and etc., the water leaches in and soaks away. By putting the ducks in there, we create a layer of organic matter that seals like a pucky paste, like a clay. And that seals the cracks and holes, so it does the last bit for us. We may be able to do it without even doing a keyway if we practice that, let's seal this much, then this much, then this much. A swale, think of it now like this is a swale. It's a big, long ditch, hundreds of feet long. We never compact a swale. The dirt comes out, it's dropped, drop, out and drop, out and drop. Never compact the bottom, never build a keyway, never compact the mound. Now, we'll never plant a tree in a dam breast. First thing we do with a swale, plant trees everywhere, plant bushes everywhere, plant shrubs everywhere, roots, boom, in. And then when the swale fills, it's only going to stay full for a day or two or three, and the water immediately begins leaching out. And so when the ducks go in there and poo, they spread their poo all over the place. They go here, they go there. We don't confine them. So for us to use ducks to seal this pond, it's not going to happen by accident. We need a lot of ducks in a controlled environment with a direct intention of making a pond. That's why the swales aren't going to seal and become mosquito canals. Whereas if we want to turn this into a pond, we bring the Mini X back in here, push that bank back, put a pseudo keyway in because there's too much rock to get a real keyway in. Do the best we can, maybe even bring in some bentonite to get it started, to give it a kick, and then fence the ducks in for a few weeks, and then maybe we get a pond that holds. I won't do it unless I know I can get at least 4 feet of water at the deepest spot. And if I have 4 foot going down to 2 foot, going down to 1 foot, I'll get a natural turnover. So the water will be cooler at 4 feet than it will be at 2 feet. And what will happen is the water will actually create convection currents and move. If I had a 2 foot deep pond, even a pretty big one, I'm going to get a stagnant, stinky green mess in the summertime. And to make it any way usable, I'm going to have to actually exclude the ducks from it all summer long. I don't want that. So unless I can make this work or make a very effective way to drain it, it's got to be bigger and deeper for us to give it a shot. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Duck Chronicles. Barnyard Mafia is coming down for a swim while they can. We'll catch up with you later.